Hey everybody, Bob Paskins here. Let's get ready for another 2-minute motivational drill. This week, we've been talking about stretching yourself to be able to reach your potential. First, we discussed going out and setting stretch goals, because stretch goals would be even higher than just what your normal goals are. And you're thinking about the accomplishments that you might be able to reach if you hit those stretch goals. The next day, we discussed not settling or avoiding being average. That you don't really want to be average. No one wants to be average. No one wants to hire average or support average. Everyone wants to work with people who exceed average or exceed those expectations. Following that, it was basically a simple phrase, which was say no to the status quo. Where it seems these days that people come up with the status quo and you know what, that is great for what normal people to do, or that is what society wants them to do, but say no to that. You are beyond what the status quo is. You should go up and reach for those things above the status quo. And today, I wanted to talk about stretching because stretching requires change. Now, when I think about it, one of the things that I think about is the dragonfly. You see, when a dragonfly is born, it's just an egg on a log or a reed or a blade of grass which is underwater. And as that egg develops, the second stage is something called a nymph. And what a nymph is something that's able to kind of crawl up and down the reed, but doesn't really understand what its full potential is. And what it's designed to do is to basically crawl out of the water onto the blade of grass and then stretch out. Now, as it stretches out, it kind of removes its casing, and then out from this casing come these 4 beautiful wings. And at that point, it is a full dragonfly and is able to fly out of the water. Now, I would think what the neat thing about the dragonfly is, you know what, it is exceeding its purpose right now, flying out of the water. It is so great that it is flying out of the water. It's no longer bound to the ground or bound to being underwater. And I wonder, as a dragonfly, I don't think the dragonfly would look down and say, you know what, I remember those good old days when I was a nymph. I doubt that, because the dragonfly now has the ability to fly, to spread its wings, and just to go. Man, when I think about that, how many of us are at a position where we're either looking back or looking over our shoulder or remembering how things used to be instead of realizing, you know what, this is what our potential is going forward and taking off and flying. You can see what the nymphs are trying to do as they continue to go up the blade of grass and then take off and fly into the air. Their goal is to fly. Once they're in the air, they don't look back and say, you know what, man, I want to be down underwater as a nymph. But we do that. The second thing is that it takes risk, because the nymph, as it's coming out and removing its casing, you see these wings, but the nymph has never flown before. The dragonfly has never flown before, but yet again, it starts fluttering the wings, and the next thing you know, it's off the ground, and sure enough, it is flying. And the third thing is the risk leads to a reward of great things that they would not accomplish. Because now you're able to fly. And how great is that? You're able to do things that before the dragonfly couldn't do. And that is outstanding. So my encouragement for you is to go out. Don't be afraid of the change. The truth is, stretching yourself does require change. But the results, like the dragonfly, being able to fly, are far worth it. So, this is Bob Paskins for the 2-minute motivational drill, encouraging you to engage in life, let your light shine, and to be a champ. Thanks, everybody. Bye-bye.